Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today we're reviewing the horror supernatural movie, Lord of Illusions, which came out in 1995. It's directed by Clive Barker and is based off a book of his called The Last Illusion, starring Scott Bakula as Harry D'Amour, Daniel Von Bargen as Nyx, Kevin J. O'Connor as Philip Swan, Famke Janssen as Dorothea, Shelley Trousey as Jennifer DeSiguro, and Joseph Lattimore as Gasper Quaid. Lord of Illusions. That reminds me of something on the news I saw recently, where every day for the past months or whatever, I would open up my browser and I would get shown news articles from CBC saying how every day the virus pandemic, there's more cases every day, more people dying. Like every day I've been seeing this, right? Now until today, where I get shown an article saying, hey, the cases are 30% down. Right when, conveniently around the corner, they're going to start reopening the schools in my province, right? So, what a weird coincidence that, every day, the cases have been going up, but when, a week before they open up schools, now suddenly, hey, the cases are down 30%. Weird. I just thought, that was a little weird. So the movie is, the story for this movie is Detective Harry D'Amour is approached by a mysterious woman who believes her husband is in danger. His investigations lead him to a dangerous world of a fanatic cult. So the movie is basically, if you ever seen movies like H.P. Lovecraft, The Resurrected, starring what's his name? The guy from Hawk the Slayer, and the other guy from Princess Bride, which I reviewed that movie. I didn't put it on the channel because I thought my review kind of sucked, because the movie, I was really looking forward to watching that movie, and I finally saw it, and it wasn't as good as people said it was. And there's also, this movie also reminds me of movies like Faust and other movies where you have a satanic cult trying to resurrect or do some evil bullshit, like in that Nicolas Cage movie Drive Angry, which I was supposed to review and never did. So the movie starts off with two factions of the same cults going to war with each other because Nyx, which is played by Daniel Van Bergen, who you'll know him as the Colonel from Malcolm in the Middle, and he was also one of my favorite Broken Lizard movies, Super Troopers 1, where he played the captain of the police department, which the state troopers in that movie are rivals with the local police department. So he one of our main characters, Philip Swan, who's played by Kevin J. O'Connor, goes to try to rescue this girl who's a younger version of Dorothea, not played by the same actress, obviously, because she's 12 years old at this point. Him and his followers go to rescue her from Nyx, who's planning on sacrificing her. He runs this satanic cult. He has supernatural powers, he can fire bend and he can levitate, and he can also fuck with your mind and make you see evil shit. Which eventually in their confrontation, Philip Swan's followers kill him, right? So 13 years later, Philip Swan is now a big illusionist. He performs like shows in L.A., Las Vegas, pretty much everywhere in America where he performs magic. But what people don't know is it's actual real magic, right? So what ends up happening is like our one of the followers of Nyx, played by who's called Butterfinger, who may or may not have been a gay lover of Nyx. It's implied that they were gay lovers, which if you know Clive Barker, you know he's gay in real life. So of course there's going to be some homosexuality stuff in his books or in movies. So yeah, so Butterfinger is going around killing friends of Philip Swan, trying to find out where they buried Nyx, because he wants to resurrect Nyx. So Harry D'Amour is this private eye who gets sucked into this battle between these two cults, who it has who's suffering from a traumatic experience where he helped in like an exorcism of a little boy where he saw a demon, so he's haunted by this demon. So he has few encounters with evil, right? And he gets told by one of the followers of Philip Swan, Casper Quaid, hey, you're drawn to darkness. You gotta walk the line between heaven and hell, right? So like what ends up happening is, you know, battle between good and evil. You see some fucked up body horror in the movie. You see there's some really cool practical effects in the movie, but there's also really bad CGI, really dated CGI. But overall, I thought it was a good movie. I really enjoy movies where you have like normal people encounter the supernatural and try to fight it, and you have that classical good versus evil here. And the makeup effects in the movie, especially near the end, were fantastic, right? Reminded me of stuff you would see in Brian Yuzna movies. So I'm giving this movie a 7 out of 10. Again, if you're a fan of supernatural horror movies, you're probably gonna like this. Maybe I'll review more Clive Barker movies in the future. Who knows? I didn't know he directed this one. How many movies has he directed? What was Midnight Meat Train based off one of his works? I didn't know that. Director. We're just gonna look up what movies he's directed. I heard he directed the first. I know he directed Nightbreed, and I know he directed Hellraiser. Like, oh, I fucking hate Wikipedia. I'm not Wikipedia. I mean Google, because I'm like asking. I googled Clive Barker director, and they're showing me a bunch of movies that I know he didn't direct. Personal life is. Huh. He tries to LARP as a Christian. Like, dude, you're gay. Okay, whatever. Filmography as director. Hellraiser, he directed Nightbreed. He directed Lord of Illusions. He directed Dread. Books of Blood. I saw Books of... Oh no, not book. He directed Books of Blood? No, he didn't. Okay, he just wrote that. They made a sequel to Book of Blood. That movie was fucking terrible. But it had kind of a cool premise, but yeah, it was pretty terrible. It looks like they made a sequel to that. And there was a movie called Dread. Is that the one where like you had the dude who's like a painter? I don't fucking know. So apparently he has a couple new movies coming out. There's Hellbound Heart and Books of Blood. Maybe I'll review that stuff. The Plague. What's that? Oh, James Vanderbeek. Maybe I'll check that out. Huh. Alright guys, that's the end of this review. I'm going to review another Incel Cinema month for review tomorrow. We're going to review the last American version, which is Virgin. What did I say? Virgin? Virgin. I meant Virgin. Which, did not know it was made by Canon Films. That's very weird. I thought they only made, like, schlocky, you know, like, action movies. I didn't know they made, like, sex comedies, which is weird. Also, I'm gonna post a review for one of my King Kong reviews, because we're gonna do a King Kong marathon, right? So I'll be posting a review for that. I'm gonna try to review 4 King Kong movies. One of which is King Kong versus Godzilla, the 1976 one. Skull Island, if I can find it, which I have it somewhere. And fourth one, it's going to be King Kong Escapes. Alright guys, that's all for this review. Later. Peace.